Rocksteady reportedly working on a single-player Batman game. Monolith Productions. Wonder Woman's also in trouble. If you like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, I give you my thoughts and opinions on the article, and then I ask you guys about your thoughts and opinions on the article. So give that like, hit that subscribe, and if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Rocksteady reportedly working on a single-player Batman game, and Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman is in trouble. Now, when Suicide Squad got announced, everybody was asking for, the Batman game. We want the other Batman game. This is not our Batman game, right? Gotham Knights came out before even Suicide Squad. Gotham Knights is like, this is not the Batman game. It's not the Batman game we asked for. Suicide Squad came out. They're like, this is not the Batman game we asked for. Well, here you go. Rocksteady reportedly working on a single-player Batman game, and this could be your Batman game that you've been asking for, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Okay. On top of that, Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman is in trouble. So a new report has shed some light on the turmoil of Warner Brothers games while providing an update on the various projects in the works as a developer. So Bloomberg Jason Schreier has reported a concern about the upcoming slate of games from Warner Brothers Gaming following the exit of Chief David Haddad. Right, the company has had a trouble of 12 months, first with catastrophic releases of Rocksteady, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and then disappointing release of Smash Brothers style brawler multiverses. Well, first of all, they made the problems with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They made the problems with multiverses. Imagine multiverses when it came out back in 2022 to 2023. It was a smash hit. Okay? It was received so well. People were loving it, and they're like, nope, we're taking it down for the next year, and they went off the air from 23 to 24. Come back 24, and they made it a worse game than it was before it left. So that's what they did for that. Okay? So Warner Bros. Discovery has said that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League failure contributes to $200 million. Okay? $200 million. And Multiverse added another $100 million on top of that. Now, Warner Brothers Games' only other recent releases was Harry Potter Quidditch Championship, which also failed dramatically, which failed to make an impression. Speaking of financial call, Warner Brothers Discovery President, CEO David Zaslav, said that he recognizes the game's business is subtly underperforming in potential right now. First of all, can I just back up a little bit to this section here? It says it contributed to a $200 million hit into the business, and Multiverses added another $100 million on top of that. Do they not take into account the money they made back from all the people they stole $100 from and still haven't put enough characters into Multiverses? Because there was a lot of people that played that game when it came out. It says, since then, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League post-launch content has come to an end with the delivery for its year one roadmap, and Warner Bros. Has announced its impending closure of Multiverses. Okay, so Rocksteady, meanwhile, has suffered significant layoffs, and there's also a question marks over Mortal Kombat 1's financial performance. Although NetherRealm's chief, Ed Boon, recently announced that over 5 million sales has teased future DLC following the release of the T-1000 Terminator guest character. And during the same financial call, Zaslav and Warner Brothers was doubling down just for 4 games. Hogwarts Legacy, a sequel, has already in the works. Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC, in particular, of Batman. Okay, we are focused on developing efforts for those core franchises and studios to improve the success ratio, Zaslav added. He says, but it may also have time before fans see the results of the work. Bloomberg had Monolith Productions, a Wonder Woman game, is in trouble after reportedly rebooting and switching director earlier last year. It's already cost more than $100 million and still years away from release, Bloomberg said. Okay, so Wonder Woman that they announced, 2-3 years ago, got rebooted last year. Director left. Completely switched the game from what it was to what it is now, which supposedly it was the Nemesis system that was going to be in there, right? It says Monolith reimagining Nemesis system and developed his much-loved Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. That would be Wonder Woman's befriending enemies has been ditched in favor of more traditional action-adventure. Its fate remains in question. This toss-up red flags galore, okay? Lots of games. Look, again, I always talk from a movie standpoint compared to a video game standpoint. It's not a one-to-one, but it's very similar. If I'm making a movie and I write the script and we film the whole entire movie and then all of a sudden we decide to change it, it makes it a completely different movie. Completely different movie. It changes the whole dynamics of it, and it's just that little change could make it a success or an absolute failure. If you ever have to go back and make something, it's probably not 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work out. Okay. Lots of games. Skull and Bones went back to the drawing board 4 times. Anthem went back 3 times. Destiny went back a couple times. Okay. They just Destiny is a weird one, right? Destiny's the outlier, I guess you could say, right? But they did it in 13 months, then fixed it over 10 years to market it towards the right way. But nonetheless, when they do a reboot in the movies, they changed Sonic, right? Sonic the whole movie was done, but they just had to go back and fix Sonic because he looked ugly as hell during Sonic 1. They fixed that, made the movie much better. Now they've got 2 sequels, multi-million dollars, very successful, already announced a 4th movie. Okay, if they kept ugly Sonic, do you think we would have a 4th movie coming out? Probably not, right? So that's one way of saying that it worked out in their favor because they changed the fundamental of what the character was, the way he looked, but not the story plot. Wonder Woman, Skull and Bones, what's other ones that came out that completely rebooted themselves? Oh, Gotham Knights was also like a redid stuff, okay? Never turn out to be good, and this is yet another problem with WB Games. They start something, they bring it out, they're not too sure about it, they put it back, and then they start screwing with it, and they start ruining it. So hopefully, Wonder Woman comes out, and it's that standard action adventure. I don't know how, I said this last night, I don't know how you don't make God of War-esque type of game, but with Wonder Woman. Right? Third-person action game, want to make it like a movie game, whatever. Okay, God of War's recipe, template, whatever, Wonder Woman. That's all you need. And people would be okay with that because if they're Wonder Woman fans, they would be like, this is awesome, right? That's what you need. So it says, Monolith reimagined Nemesis system and developed much love of the Middle Earth. We read that. Gotham Knights developer WB Games Montreal, meanwhile, pitched a John Constantine game, but it was also never approved. How? I feel like, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Firefly. Cade 6. Philip, Nathan, not Nathan Drake. Jesus Christ. He's in the new Superman movie. He's the new Green Lantern. Nathan Fillion? Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, thank you, Titan. Right? How it's like, how does WB screw stuff up so bad? Gotham Knights developer Montreal is like, yeah, we want to pitch a Constantine game. They're like, we don't want that. Okay, we'll just put Constantine in Fortnite. We're good. A Flash game was scrapped after the DCU Flash film bombed. Again, a Flash game, I think, would have done pretty damn well instead of scrapping it because the movie was shit. If that was the case, how come Borderlands 4 is coming out? Because we all know Borderlands, the movie, bombed so bad it was one of the worst movies ever created. One doesn't hurt the other. One can stand on its own because there's hundreds of comic books of the Flash and television shows and cartoons. And like, there's so much around the Flash. I can't imagine because the movie bombed. And the movie bombed because of many different things. It bombed because James Gunn said that those movies don't matter anymore. It bombed because the actor was in a weird like lawsuit and whatnot. It bombed because Zack Snyder got canned and none of that mattered anymore. So there was a lot of reasons that Flash movie sucked. Okay, but to remove the game because the movie sucked is a little weird. Okay. It says it's now helping out with other games, and it's also reportedly working on a pitch of a new Game of Thrones game. Well, we know there's another Game of Thrones game, so I guess that's a pro, even though Game of Thrones is nowhere to be found now because the show's done. Hogwarts Legacy developer Avalanche is now officially working on the new content of Hogwarts Legacy as well as a sequel. Okay, fans and Rocksteady. Let me go back to the Hogwarts thing real fast. I've said from the very start that Hogwarts Legacy seemed like it had some live service elements in the game when you're inside the your room where you can do all the potions and stuff like that, and it looks like they ripped it out. I said that game probably should have been a live service game because it was the Harry Potter like light MMO it could have been. So much so that people actually put an MMO or multiplayer mode in there through mods. And now they took out the Quidditch mode to sell you a different Quidditch game, which failed miserably. Okay, and now they're building a sequel, which will probably be a live service game, heavily monetized microtransaction game moving forward. And if that's the case, then WB is missing the point because Hogwarts Legacy was a success on its own, and now they're going to try to probably wedge in something that probably shouldn't be there since it was there originally, took it out, was successful, and now they're going to wedge it back in. But we'll see. The upshot is that Warner Brothers Games has, according to Bloomberg, refreshed version of Hogwarts Legacy, a Lego game, and a few mobile games in the works for the next 2 years. Okay, so once again, WB seems like the executives don't know what they have or what they're doing. Someone should get fired. I mean, I know Haddad's gone, okay, but I don't think he was the main source of all these problems. It seems like WB just doesn't understand the IPs they have. It doesn't understand the DC comics, doesn't understand the Harry Potter franchise, doesn't understand pretty much anything they're working on. They just kind of sit there, put $100 million, put $200 million into something, and then kind of scrap it afterwards because they're like, oh, it just didn't sell very well. That's because you didn't give us anything that was the actual thing. Gave us a Suicide Squad game, I think you would have been good. But instead, they gave us a microtransaction, hell, Kill 13 Brainiac Suicide Squad game, which wasn't the thing. They gave us Quidditch outside of Hogwarts Legacy, where they could have put the Quidditch inside of Hogwarts Legacy. What else? The multiverses. I already went off on a rant about this. I have a video on it where they had all of these IPs and yet they did absolutely nothing with it. And then they're going to blame it on the people going, well, you know, it's fine that you're upset, but no death threats, even though they don't show death threats. But let me know what you guys think, right? Is WB done? Does it matter if Wonder Woman comes out? Is it going to be successful enough to get WB out of the hole? I don't think they just need one hit. They need like 3, 4, 5 hits. And I just don't know if the people in charge of the WB can pull it through, especially when you're canning a Flash game. They'll probably bring an Aquaman game before they make a Superman game or a Flash game. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching.